One of these three men was the captain of the United States parachuting team. What is your name, please?
My name is Jacques Istel.
What is your name, please?
My name is Jacques Istel.
What is your name, please?
My name is Jacques Istel.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one is the real Jacques Istel and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now, here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much, and welcome once again to Tell the Truth. And now may I introduce our panel. What is your name, please?
My name is Betty White.
My name is Ralph Bellamy.
My name is Marge Champion.
And my name is Gardner.
Marge, you've kept our hearts dancing so nicely every time we've watched you. We hope we make yours dance a little tonight with the fun you'll have and the pleasure we have in having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Now, these three gentlemen, as you heard, all claim to be Jacques Istel. Only one, of course, is the real Jacques Istel. The other two have merely assumed that identity. Panel, will you please follow along with your copies of this first affidavit as I read it? I, Jacques Istel, am a parachutist. I started parachuting in 1950 and to date have made 340 free-fall jumps. I am Executive Vice President of the Parachute Club of America and am President of Parachutes Incorporated. I have competed in international competition in Yugoslavia, also in Russia, where I was captain of the United States parachuting team, and again in the World Championships in Czechoslovakia last year. Signed, Jacques Istel. Now, panel, you heard, as did I, these three gentlemen all claim to be Jacques Istel, parachutist. Now, only the real Jacques Istel is required to answer your questions truthfully. Let's begin tonight's questioning with Betty White. Betty?
Thank you, Bud. Number one, in competition, how do they judge a jump?
Well, there are two methods, two criteria for parachuting competition: style during free fall and accuracy in landing.
Number two, where is the judge during the jump?
Pardon me?
Where is the judge during the jump?
On the ground.
He is on the ground. Is he near the target?
Pardon me?
Is he near the target?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Not too near, I hope.
It's not only one judge, but several judges.
Several judges?
Yes.
Number three, in your various jumps, have you ever landed in any unexpected places?
Lots of them, especially in the beginning.
On what day, where did you land?
Oh, well, I went various places on trees. I landed always very far from the target.
Number two, how about you? Any unexpected landing?
Oh, yes. I definitely.
Any one
have.
particular one you remember?
I think the one that I remember best was about 1 year after I started. I jumped near a private house when there was kind of enclosure when a young lady was taking a sunbath. And,
Ralph Bellamy.
Saved by the bell.
Number one, what is a free fall?
That is the time when the parachutist is in the air before he opens his parachute.
Number two, what's a free fall?
free fall is, in the first place, free jump, bailing out of the plane without the help of the static line. And it refers usually to that part of the fall before you open the parachute.
Number three, you agree with this?
I agree with them. It's the simplest
Agree with
thing.
everything, all right. Number one, what's the minimum altitude at which a chute can open safely? How close to the ground?
The rules of the Parachute Club of America are 2,000 feet above the ground.
Marge Champion.
Number two, how fast is the plane going when you bail out?
Well, the standard speed is about 90 nautical miles.
Is 90 what?
90 nautical miles, about 100 miles or so. That varies, but that is the standard speed, about 100 miles per hour. You're asking about the plane speed?
Yes.
Yes.
Number three, does this speed ever vary?
Oh, sure, you can jump at any speed of the plane.
Number one, when you land on the ground, how do you break your fall?
Well, I do not break myself. I do not understand breaking the fall exactly.
How do you take the shock of the ground?
You put the feet together and you relax.
Number two.
Hi, Gardner.
Number one, what is the difference between a free fall and a paid fall?
Pardon? Please repeat the question.
I said, what is the difference between a paid fall and a free fall?
That is a good question.
I wish I could say that about the answer. Actually, you do get paid.
It was not a good answer.
No, you do get paid for falls if you're a professional jumper in a circus. Isn't that true? Or an outdoor?
You know, the...
I'm afraid we can't take any more time because our time is up. It is time to vote. So without consultation, panel, will you kindly mark your ballots and select thereby number 1, number 2, or number 3. Remember, the team of challengers will get $250 for every incorrect vote. Okay, we all marked? Betty, for whom did you vote this time?
Well, it looks a little obvious to have him in the parachute outfit, but by the same token, you're just that sneaky. I mean, besides, he broke up at some of the answers. I'm going to go for vote for number 2.
Okay. Ralph, please.
Number 2, I think he was freer and quicker and fuller with his answers, and I caught him breaking up, too, at some of the answers. Maybe this was, he was laughing at something else, but anyway, number 2.
Okay, Marge?
I vote for number 2. Also, I think because he seemed to give me the feeling that he knew about that speed.
He gave me that feeling.
Hi, Gardner. Your vote, please.
Well, I voted for number 3 because I thought that number 2 had many too many answers. And while they all looked like the kind of fellows who'd be welcome to drop in anywhere, I thought 3 was the man because he came out chewing gum, and paratroopers have a great deal of audacity, and I think that's an indication of it.
All right, there you have it. I hope you rationalize your votes as well. If you're guessing at home, we trust you are. Let's discover right now which one of these 3 gentlemen is the real parachutist. So will the real Jacques Istel please stand up?
Number 2.
Jacques had a comment I don't think you heard. It was lost in the applause. What did you say when you got up, Jacques?
I said number 2 is a marvelous actor.
He is that, all right. Okay. Well, we had wrong guesses all the way down the line. Number 2, tell us who you really are, please, and what you do.
Well, my name is Dragan Marin, and I work in the foreign department of the Marine Midland Trust Company of New York.
Where's that to work? Every day. Number 3, what about you, sir?
Well, I'm a physician. My name is Josue Corpus. I come from Morocco, and I'm a research scientist in arthritis. I came here under the auspices of the International Education Company.
Thank you, sir.
And I want to add, I don't chew chewing gum in public. I don't chew chewing gum in public. I'm very fond of it.
He's fond of it, but he does not chew chewing gum in public. He wants to clear the room. All right, checking the score, we find that there were absolutely no correct votes, all incorrect, for a total of $1,000 for you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. On your way out, you'll find a card and Marlboro cigarettes for each of you. Good night and good luck. And now, panel, let's meet our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Linda Laurie.
What is your name, please?
My name is Linda Laurie.
What is your name, please?
My name is Linda Laurie.
All right, panel, once again, will you follow along as I read this affidavit? I, Linda Laurie, am a student at Abraham Lincoln High School in Brooklyn, New York. I play the guitar and sing, and for the past year and a half have been making demonstration records for a music company. I now have a hit record of my own. It is a novelty dialogue number called Ambrose Part 5, and deals with Ambrose and his girl out for a walk along the tracks in the New York subway. Not only am I responsible for the creation of Ambrose, but I also play both parts myself. As the girl, my voice sounds like this.
Ambrose, we can't go on like this. Why can't we sit in the park like other boys and girls? Why do we have to walk in the subway tunnel?
And as her boyfriend, Ambrose, I lower my voice and talk like this.
Just keep walking. Just keep walking. Just keep walking. Just keep walking.
Signed, Linda Laurie. All right, panel, you heard these three young ladies all claim to be Linda Laurie, who wrote and recorded Ambrose Part 5. And we start this round with Ralph Bellamy. Ralph?
Number one, what is ASCAP? What do the initials ASCAP mean?
ASCAP is the American Society of Composers, Artists, and Publishers.
Number two, who's the president of ASCAP?
Paul Cunningham.
Number three, what's BMI?
BMI is Broadcast Music Incorporated.
Who's the president, number three?
The president is Haviland, I think.
Number one, who's the considered the greatest classic guitarist?
That would be Andre Segovia.
Marge Champion.
Number one, what gave you the idea to write Ambrose?
Well, I had been babysitting with a friend of mine, and I saw a rag doll on the floor, and I picked it up, and I called it Ambrose. And I had created Ambrose.
Number two, what's so special about Peter Tripp?
Well, he stayed awake for 200 hours without sleeping and continued with his broadcast.
Number three, what does Peter Tripp do when he broadcasts?
He's a disc jockey on MGM.
Number two, has Ambrose ever been done on TV?
Yes, it has, on the Perry Como show last Saturday night. Charlton Heston did it.
Charlton Heston did that? Hi, Gardner.
Number three, you wrote the subway song, the official song of the underworld, I guess you could call it. Can you tell me if there is such an organization as the Society for the Prevention of Disparaging Remarks about Brooklyn?
I don't think so.
Number two?
I don't know.
Number one?
Not that I know.
Uh-huh. Incidentally, there is. Number one, what have Nathans and Feltmans in common?
I know Nathan's is the greatest Frankfurter place in the world.
Uh-huh. Number two?
Just that Nathan's makes hot dogs.
Number three, what famous rock and roll star also made demonstration records and got his first big break when he recorded one of those?
I don't know.
Number two? Number one?
I don't know.
You saw my finger on the bell, I know that. Betty.
Thank you, Bud. Number one, about your record, Ambrose 5, is that correct?
That's right.
What happened to parts 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Well, we're working backwards.
It's a countdown.
I was going to say your own little missile. I'm good for you. Number two, what is the difference between a Spanish guitar and the other kind? You mean the American or classical? Is that what you mean? Mm-hmm. That's what I mean, isn't it, Ralph? With the classical guitar, the Spanish guitar, they both have the 6 strings on them. But, number three, what's the difference?
It's time to find out. Once again, it's time to vote, panel, without any consultation as before. Will you mark your ballots and select number one, number two, or number three? Everybody mark? Okay, Betty, for whom did you vote this time?
Well, I don't think it's number 2. I'm narrowing them down. And it was number 1 last time, so I'm going to try number 1 this time because she played it so straight in the beginning. I think she was trying not to laugh.
Okay. Ralph?
Number one. For 2 reasons. She was my hunch, and number 1 last time was my hunch, and I touted myself off, and this is my hunch this time, and I think that voice, too, sounds like a trick voice.
Okay. Marge Champion, your vote.
Well, I voted for number 2. And I think it's mostly because she seemed to be telling the truth.
Okay, hi, Gardner.
Well, I voted for number 2, principally because I wasn't sure it was 3.
Well, they have them split up between numbers 1 and 2. We'll find out now which one is the right one who wrote and recorded Ambrose Part 5. Will the real Linda Laurie please stand up? Okay. Before we leave you, Linda, would you quickly do that trick voice, the low voice for us?
Just keep walking. Just keep walking.
Number 2, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
Really nothing. My name is Louise Lynn, and I go to Rhodes Preparatory School here in the city, and I live in Teaneck, New Jersey.
Good girl. And number 3, what about you?
My name is Patricia Mott. I'm from Hicksville, Long Island, and I'm a dancing teacher at the Helen Caldwell School of Dance in Oyster Bay.
Thank you. All right, we checked the score. We find there were 2 incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $500, ladies. That won't be hard to take, I'm sure. Thank you very much. And on your way out, ladies, good night, good luck, and keep walking, keep walking. All right, panel, let's meet our third team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Earl Buckholz, Jr.
What is your name, please?
My name is Earl Buckholz, Jr.
What is your name, please?
My name is Earl Buckholz, Jr.
Once again, panel, follow along with your copies of this next affidavit. I, Earl Buckholz, Jr., am a high school student. My father is a tennis professional. He began to give me instruction when I was 4 years old. At 13, I won the first of my 11 national titles. I was the youngest member of the last United States Davis Cup team. I am the only tournament player now holding the Grand Slam of tennis titles. I am currently the junior champion of France, England, Australia, and the United States. Signed, Earl Buckholz, Jr. Okay, panel, these 3 young gentlemen all claim to be Earl Buckholz, Jr., who is the national junior tennis champion of 4 different nations. So we'll start this round with Marge champion. That's appropriate.
Number 2, where are the junior championship matches held in the United States?
They're held in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Number 3, are they held in...
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Number 1, in tennis, love means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, I think that word, it was a French word for love, meaning something, I don't even know how to say it. It means egg or something.
Le?
Yeah, that's right. That means egg or something, and then goose egg means nothing.
Oh. Number 3, where were you born?
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Number 1, where were you born?
I was born in Monterey, California.
And number 2?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, Gardner.
Number 2, what's your favorite paper in St. Louis?
Post-Dispatch.
Number 1, where do you attend high school right now?
I go to a military school outside of Monterey, Western Military Camp.
What's the name of it?
Western Military Camp.
Western? Number 2, who is the playing captain of the U.S. Davis Cup team?
I don't believe the captain was a playing captain this year.
They have 1 or 2 captains?
They have 1 captain.
Number 3, how many captains were there on the team?
1 captain.
Number 1?
Just 1.
Just 1. Number 2, in the finals of the men's singles, what American player was ordered not to compete?
Pardon?
What player was ordered not to compete in the finals, the men's singles?
Of the Davis Cup?
Mm-hmm.
It was Ham Richardson.
Betty White.
Thank you, Bud. Number 3, how many judges are involved in our tournament singles match?
10.
10 judges and 2 players? Well, I'm learning something, sure. Number 1, who was the sensation at the recent Australian matches?
It was Alex Almeida.
Number 2, what was his native country? What is his native country?
Peru.
Number 3, where does he attend college?
University of Southern California.
Oh, you're all so smart. Number one, who is Louise Bruff?
Pardon?
Who is Louise Bruff?
I don't know.
Number two, who is Louise Bruff?
I believe she's a women's tennis player who was a top-ranking player at one time.
Number three, what's a hand mash she shot?
Ralph Blakey.
Number one, who's the captain of the Davis Cup teams?
Mr. Jones, Mr. Perry Jones.
Number two, what pro figured with the Davis Cup tournaments in Australia?
I would say Jack Kramer.
Number three, who was the first player to rush the net in tennis?
To rush the net? I don't
Number one, do you know that? Who first, after the serve, rushed the net? Number two, do you know?
I don't know.
Number two, what laundry in New York bears the name of two very well-known tennis players?
I don't know the name of the laundry, but I know the tennis players. I know one of them. I think it's Don Budge.
And number two, again, what ex-tennis player heads an importing 21 brands?
I don't know.
Number three, do you know this?
No, I don't.
That's all, panel. Once again, it's time to vote. If you will, please mark your ballots and select as you did before, either number one, number two, or number three. Okay, panel, all marked? Ready for who this time?
Well, because I know so much about tennis, I voted for number two because he looks like that's the most honest kind of a suntan.
Ralph Bellamy, your vote.
Number two. He had the answers, the information, and some of the other answers were not quite right, and I detect a little makeup over there, I think, too, on the other two, maybe.
Marge, what about your vote?
I voted for number two because he knew about the Post-Dispatch in St. Louis.
And Hi, for whom did you vote this time?
Well, I make it unanimous. For number two, a couple of reasons. I think that with the way that you folks try to fool us, they showed the legs and almost the full body of number one, sunburn, proving he was out. Number three, when he looked at the light, squinted, and if he was used to the sunlight, I don't imagine he would. That's why I'm wrong again.
All right, let's see now, right or wrong you and the rest of us are, and also you folks at home. We'll discover right now which one of these three young gentlemen is the real national junior tennis champion. So will the real Earl Buchholz Jr. please stand up. Well, you weathered that one, panel. Yes, sir, you came back in a real fast style there, panel, on that one. Number one, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
My name is Jock McNeil. I work part-time at Manhattan Life Insurance, but I'm hoping to work full-time as a recording artist, and I'm just waiting for the right offer.
And number three, what about you, sir?
My name is David Cox. I'm employed with the Guest Relations Department of the American Broadcasting Corporation.
Well, there we have it. That was a good round there. Tell me, let's see, you have 4 junior tennis championships now.
Yes, sir.
Now, when will you disqualify yourself and go on up into the next, into the seniors?
I am disqualified now.
Are you?
Yes.
In other words, you're 18 years old. Is that
Yes.
it? Uh-huh. Well, what is the first tournament you'll enter now?
Well, I don't know. I'm been out of school now for about a year, and I'm going to go back starting probably tomorrow.
Well, bless your heart and good luck to you, whatever you do. We check up our course and we find the panel was 100% right this time, which means that the gains are not as great for you, but there are $150 there for you from Marlboro. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good night. Good luck to you all. Incidentally, Earl Buchholz would like to donate his share of the winnings to the St. Louis District Tennis Association. That's where he's donating his winnings. Well, I guess that about does it for tonight, except, Marge, thanks for dancing our way tonight.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
We'll be looking forward to having you back with us. And, Ralph, I had just one word of advice to you in getting over there to appear as you always do in the Sunrise at Campobello. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. And good night, panel. Good night, folks. This is Bud Collier saying good night from Marlboro and reminding all of you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Thompson production in association with the CBS Television Network. Ralph Bellamy may be seen on Broadway starring in Sunrise at Campobello.